everyone. Welcome into Mike Chuck, episode 2. We're on episode 2. That means we're week 2 of the high school wrestling season. So I am Mike Sauter. That is Chuck Mullen with whatever that says there. I don't even know. You can't take me down. We've already had this.
Come at me, one bite.
You call me what you want, but I took down 10 soft shell tacos, one bited them, if people didn't know, in Fargo.
It was super impressive. It was one of the more impressive feats I've seen a human make.
Just because I'm skinny does not mean I can't eat.
This dude put away more food than me and Bob together, I think.
Yeah, because you're soft. Anyway, all right, so there was a lot of wrestling action that happened last week.
Oh, man, a lot of fun.
A lot of good stuff. Council Bluffs Classic, you and I both were there. You were there maybe for the finals. I was not, but I was there for more than you were, so I got that on you. How about that?
Easy.
Hey.
I was there for a bit.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Whatever. You're just a hater.
If you just showed up for the finals, it doesn't really count.
You're just a hater.
Should call you somebody else. I'm not gonna.
Easy, one bite.
Over there. Okay, so
hey, seriously though, will you give me props on the coffee cup being a adult sippy cup?
You're an idiot.
It's a genius idea, right?
Sure. I mean, they've been around forever, like more than your life.
But you just put water in it. You put your juices in it instead of coffee. You know, it doesn't even have to be coffee. It's just a sippy cup.
What does this have to do with wrestling? Nothing?
No, not really. I mean, not really.
Okay, I was just checking. All right, so along with the Council Bluffs Classic, there was a bunch of other things that happened. One of them was the Ironman out in Ohio, and that we had some wrestlers from Nebraska do pretty well, I think, right, Chuck?
Oh yeah, we definitely were represented very well out there.
Yeah, and one guy that we're going to talk to is our special guest. Omaha Skutt's Cade Ziola is our guest, and he had a very impressive showing, losing to number 1 and number 9 ranked wrestlers in the country, but did pretty well. I think got 7th place finish out there, so pretty good showing. So we're going to chat with Cade. Cade, what's up, man? How are you?
How's it going, guys?
Well, I'm better than Chuck, like always, every day.
Get out of here. What a hater. You hear how this guy talks to me? I get zero respect.
We gotta settle it on the mat.
I'm waiting. I tried to go on Saturday, and he chickened out.
I was standing right there, brother.
I was ready. I said, I'm good.
You're soft.
I said I might have a broken foot, but I was ready to roll. You had
my neck thing's good now.
My neck.
My neck's good now. I'm good to go.
All right, boy. Soft boy.
Anytime, anywhere.
Bring it on. Actually, I think while we're on this subject, Caden, you brought it up. I think maybe the Metro tournament we're maybe gonna try and do something. If Chuck doesn't chicken out or have a neck problem by then.
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah. It's what the fans want.
I'm sure it'll be videoed somewhere, somehow.
It's what the people want.
Yeah, that's true. All right, hey, so let's talk about Ohio, man. Like, how cool of an experience was that for you?
It was a great experience. It was probably the toughest tournament I've ever been to, honestly. And I mean, there was a bunch of insane wrestlers there, and I got to wrestle some great guys, and the competition was just great.
So tell me, I got to know, what was tougher, your semifinals match or your 7th place match where you were just exhausted and dead tired and having to push through?
I mean, the 7th place match was tough. I mean, it was a long weekend, and the second day I woke up super sore after wrestling Ferrari. And I mean, we didn't get that. Like on the first day, it was like a 3-hour break in between each match. But they were just like rapid firing matches on the second day. So I was tired in that last match. But the Ferrari match was tough too.
You brought it up. You said it was the toughest wrestling tournament you've ever been to. I mean, I remember watching you in Fargo, and I thought you did pretty well there. And that seemed like a pretty tough event.
Mm-hmm. I think what made Ironman so tough is I mean, at Fargo, there's not as many like good wrestlers. Like the first few rounds are you don't wrestle as many good kids. But I mean, my first round match Ironman was tough, and then it just kept getting harder.
Be honest, who's the best athlete in the house right now?
Oh wow.
Oh, I wish Jace was here to say this. It's me. Definitely not Ben.
Definitely not. Come on, man, Benji, some slack.
No, I mean I've hit a home run off Jace before. He's never took me down.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Mark that down. Mark that one down.
Yeah, this might be we might have you and I wrestling each other. We might have to get on a baseball field or something.
I'll be there.
All right. I'm in. Like I know where Skutt is in the baseball field. I've been there multiple times, so we can figure something out.
I got to stick with wrestling. I got my man Cade. I think he goes yard.
I wasn't taking sides. I just said, hey, like we could figure it out.
I'm just saying, I'm throwing a little twist into the plot here.
All right, Cade, here's my question. I brought it up last week, and I really want to know, is Skutt back?
Oh, we're back. We're coming back. I mean, we got a great room right now and a lot of young guys with a lot of talent. I mean, a lot of seniors, two like pretty good seniors too. And it's awesome. Like I love Skutt. I love our team this year. We got a bunch of great coaches, Coach Chaz, Coach Pesca, Coach Hollins, Coach Fenner. Like we got a lot of guys up there, and it's a great environment, I think.
The tin wrestling room, like I call it room, but it's a building. It's a tin building. Chuck, you ever been there?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
I've gotten my butt kicked in there a few times.
Not surprised.
One bite.
Go ahead.
No. You go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the room is actually pretty cool, and all the tradition.
It's super cool.
Yeah, the tradition and history and wrestlers that have been through that room is pretty special to kind of maybe put your name on a wall in there eventually. Like in the upper echelon someday, maybe, right?
Mm-hmm. That's definitely one of the goals.
Yeah, talk about the just tradition of Skutt, I guess.
I mean, Skutt is some of the guys that have came through there. I mean, we've literally had a world champ, Thomas Gilman, Tavin Neely, Casey Cole, Tyler Sackett, Corbin Mink. Like they take a lot of pride. Like we take a lot of pride in the guys that came through here and wrestling. I mean, we have 20 state championships, I think. So,
So it's no mistake that some of the guys that you grew up wrestling with are working their way towards being the best at their respective schools. You got Joel Adams, you got Tyson Terry. How much do you think just being in that room benefited all you guys? I mean, just think of how much potential greatness was surrounded by you guys.
Mm-hmm. We all used to train together, and I still sometimes train with a lot of those guys. But I mean, our little kids team was amazing. Like we were really good. And just being around that environment, iron sharpens iron, it was really good. Like a lot of guys got good from it.
What do you think is going to take? Obviously, I think in Class B, just the team race this year, I think it's pretty strong, definitely at the top. I'd throw you guys in that mix again, too. Bennington's good, Hastings good. Like, I mean, what's it going to take to kind of, get back to winning a state title, Skutt?
I think we got to put some guys in the finals. Get some of the young kids people don't expect to get there and get high places on the podium. And I think everyone in our lineup can do it. Like people are just starting to realize how good Tyler Harrell, Riley Johnson, they're finally getting ranked and stuff and getting the credit they deserve.
I think I might know a person that ranks people, so we should probably.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
Does anyone at Skutt High School have a better shoe game than you?
No, not wrestling shoes. No.
What about your regular shoes too? You're big into shoes, aren't you?
Yeah, I like shoes, but there's some kids with some swag there. My brother might have a better shoe game.
What wrestling shoe are you rocking right now?
Right now I'm actually wearing OG Inflict, but I like EXXEOs, and I just got some custom Skutt shoes that
Uh-oh.
I might have to bust out tomorrow night at Plattsmouth.
Oh boy.
Oh
We
wow.
got a shoe announcement, Mike. Can we scroll that across the bottom? Is that a thing we can do?
I mean, we could maybe, but I don't know. It might take a little bit. All right, Cade. Well, appreciate your time, man. Congratulations on a great weekend, and look forward to seeing you down the road.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Cade, take care, brother. Tell your dad I said hello.
I will.
Tell your dad Chuck said he could beat him up.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't
Say that.
Say that.
Dude,
No.
say that. Please say that.
I'll say it.
No.
All right.
Not a good idea.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, that was Omaha Skutt's Cade Ziola. Obviously had a really good weekend at Ironman in Ohio. And, we brought up, I guess, last week, like who the best wrestler was in the state and all that. And I think we're kind of shortchanging Lortzen. I mean, he had a pretty good weekend too, got sixth and wrestled pretty well out there too.
I mean, he beat the number 3 ranked kid in the nation.
I know. I just feel like he doesn't get talked about enough, and maybe that's just because I don't know.
And there's so much talent that I feel like not everybody gets talked about enough, which is a big reason why we decided to start doing this show, right? We wanted to get different kids exposure.
Speaking of talked about enough, let's talk about some wrestling that happened outside of Ironman. We kind of discussed it a little bit, but Millard South continues their just domination.
Millard South going to Millard South.
Yeah, I mean, going to Norfolk last week, winning, we talked about that a little bit, and then just really kind of dominating the Council Bluffs Classic. Bennington didn't have some people. There's some, sickness and people out and stuff, but I still think they would have won it, right? But yeah, I mean, they clearly did what they do.
Oh yeah, they're just like they're almost like the Penn State of high school wrestling right now in Nebraska. I mean, that's just like they just reload every single year, and I mean their coaches just do a great job of keeping the ball rolling and getting those guys ready or better in high school, because a lot of guys come established. And that's it's. There's a lot of guys that have come through with really, really good youth accolades and then don't do anything in high school because, whether it's coaching or they don't have the motivation. But Millard South does a really good job with keeping those guys on the trajectory path.
Yeah. I mean, here's a question, and maybe we can talk about this. Lincoln East, can they give them a scare?
Oh yeah. I think so.
I think
Lincoln
after watching them a little bit, after watching them a little bit in Council Bluffs, I was like, these guys might be able to at least be, there, like in the conversation, right?
Gabe Turman won a lot of matches before, but he kind of got his butt kicked by a stud, and I feel sorry for whoever he has to wrestle from here on out because he's not going to be a happy camper.
No, yeah. And it also, I guess, just you look at Norfolk, Papillion La Vista, some other teams. North, I think, led by Tyson Terry, and Prep maybe has, in some weight classes, Prep is pretty good. And I think.
Oh, yeah. Prep's got a tough team that they're going to surprise some people this year. I watched President Sanchez, and that kid can wrestle. I mean, he's lost to some really, really good kids at the state tournament.
Yeah, so let's move on to Class B a little bit. We talked obviously about Skutt and mentioned Bennington. Clearly, I think Bennington has, particularly in 3 weights, is going to probably be
just
champion.
Yeah. They'll be the favorite.
They'll be the favorite for sure. But can a Hastings or Blair or Skutt, someone like that, kind of, I guess, give them a little bit of a challenge?
Hastings, I saw them at the Omaha South tournament. I ran over there for a little bit to watch some wrestling. There's a couple matches I wanted to watch, and Hastings they have some dudes.
Kozad's another one. Kozad, I forgot. I should have mentioned.
Yeah, Kozad's pretty tough. But Hastings, I think Hastings and Scotts Bluff can really make some noise. Obviously, Blair's always right there too. Blair always has some studs that can make some noise. But as far as catching Bennington, I think you got to look at Scotts Bluff.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got some guys that can just flat out get after it. Then, I mean, I really think that Skutt can do something special if they just get those guys to click at the right time.
Yeah. Is one, I guess, while we're on Class B, and you brought up Blair, and I think you know where I'm going with this kind of conversation question right now, is Hudson Logis the next dude.
Next big thing.
Yeah. Feels like he might be.
I definitely feel like he's on that path right now because he's pretty good. He's pretty good. And, I mean, that match between him and freshman Kiernan Mink from Millard South.
That was good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we saw some scrambles there that were pretty wild. But, yeah, Hudson Logis, man, that dude, I think you're right. I think if he keeps on that trajectory path, he's going to be the next big thing.
And then in D, it feels like, Aquinas had some they didn't get a wrestle Wood River due to weather. There's some obviously weather out that way. And then, North Bend Central Invite, they won. Thayer Central, Elkhorn Valley, Neely, Oakdale, Plainview, Plainview, Mullen in the top 10 of teams in Class D. Imagine that, right? I mean, that's just kind of the normal, the usual suspects, I guess.
Right. I mean, Aquinas is just – I don't want to ever count anyone out or say that nobody has a chance or anything, but Aquinas just looks like a freaking juggernaut right now. They're gonna be pretty tough to knock off this year. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done because injuries happen, underdogs happen, but man, as of right now, they look almost unbeatable.
So let's talk, I guess, girls a little bit. And I hate to do this, but Westside they had a pretty good showing.
They did. And I had to wear the shirt because I gave Bob a really hard time last week. And then he yelled at me for not talking a little bit more about Macy Barber.
Yeah.
Holy cow. She's pinning everybody right now.
Yeah.
She made a few girls' eyes almost pop out of their heads with those headlocks she hit this weekend.
That would be dangerous.
Yeah. She hit this beautiful double leg, and oh man, she's talk about people that probably don't get talked about enough. I think Macy Barber's kind of on that elite level where we should be talking about her maybe in the same breath as Rossetter, Galloway, Peacher, those levels. I think Macy Barber's right there.
Yeah, Rossetter not wrestling yet, by the way, so hasn't gone yet. But I feel like
from what I hear, she's coming back soon though.
Yeah, well, you would know. I mean, it's pretty easy for you.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I might know a guy. Okay, so let's take a quick look ahead to this weekend. And Grand Island is the star of the show, I think, with the flat water fracas.
Oh yeah, and then and Pool A. Look, you get look how tough Pool A is. You get Bennington, Hastings, Papio South in the top 10. You get Manhattan, Kansas, who's just, they're ranked team in Kansas, and then Kearney, who's always tough. You just look at that right there, and you're like, holy cow.
Well, Pool C is Norfolk, Blair, and Papia, Pavilion La Vista.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Grand
Then,
Island. And Gretna.
Pool B, you get Lincoln East, Columbus, Waverly, and then Cheyenne East out of Wyoming, who's number 5 in Class 4A, and then Garden City, Kansas, who's number 2. Garden City is always good too.
Yeah. It's
it's just nuts the amount of talent that's out there. You don't have an easy match.
yeah, it'll be very interesting to see who kind of comes out of that unscathed, if you will. So
right. You're going to see some matches happen. You're going to see some matches not happen. You're going to see people move around weights. That's why this tournament's always so interesting, because you get to see interclass, interstate, people moving around weights. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, that'll do it for episode 2 of Mike Chuck, and we can keep hammering the fact that you can't take me down in 2 minutes. But we'll keep talking about that, I guess.
I'm gonna beat you worse than Ryan Terry beat you.
We're kind of building this up to something. I think we should probably,
we should just fist fight, right?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that would be something. But no, for real. I talked to a couple of Metro coaches, and they did say we can find room or time at the Metro tournament. We can make it.
Boy. Are we wearing singlets?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I'll wear a singlet. Yeah. I'll wear one on the show next week. No, I won't. No, I won't.
I don't know if I want to go that far. But we can.
Oh, what are you, yellow?
I don't have any wrestling shoes either. I'd have to borrow.
I think you're just yellow.
I'm not scared. Like I told you, I had pants and hoodie on, and I still would have went at it on Saturday, and you chickened out. So
I was in some slim fit chinos. All right.
Yeah, you're not slim either. So
easy, Mr. Clean.
It's facts.
Cool it, 4-eyed Mr. Clean.
All right, look at you trying to come up with something. All right.
I know.
Okay, that'll do it for Mike Chuck, episode 2. Join us next week as we talk about probably what happened in Grand Island, and we'll have a special guest. We might get maybe it's time for a girls wrestler. Maybe we'll get 2. Maybe we get a coach, something like that too.
I'm down for that, just as long as they know that I will destroy you.
Okay. All right. Well, see you later.
See you, brother.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.